welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make I can't talk today, whipped wax. I don't know why that was a tongue twister for me, for whatever reason it was. So just kind of looking at this, you can see here the wax is still kind of runny. So I've watched different videos of how they make wax melts, and I kind of took some of what they did and I've learned from it. So as you can see on the side of the bowl, you can see where it's starting to thicken, where the wax is starting to solidify. So I'm beating it here, but you know, I would kind of wait a little bit just to kind of get it more solid. So I'm just kind of going back and forth. So this part, I'm just going to let you watch, and then I am going to come back and explain my next steps to you. So here you see me checking the temperature of the current wax. I think there was like 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Even though it still wasn't as solid as I wanted it to be, I still wanted to go through and kind of clean up the edges a little bit and mix it in there. And you can see here's like a jelly consistency. Throughout this process, I'm going to keep using my spatula just to kind of clean up the sides and keep it mixed in. That's more so I don't waste any wax, and also just to make sure it's blending really well, because now the sides are more solidified than what's the actual content inside the bowl. So I just want to kind of mix it and help it along so it'll get thicker faster. And we just keep mixing through this whole process. So as you go through it, it's a continuous process, but it really doesn't take that long if you understand the process and what the temperature should be when you're mixing it. It helps a lot. You can see here the consistency is starting to change. It's getting thicker. It's starting to match the size of the bowl a little bit. The inside is not as jelly looking like. And one thing I also did for my wax for piping, because sometimes the wax looks, depending on the kind of wax you got though, it looks a little yellow tinnish, as you can see here. But what I do is I add a white colorant to it to give it that really pearly white look. So when I'm piping it on my dessert candles, it just really adds to the look of the candle. This is another process I use to test the thickness. When I have my spatula, I kind of grab some up and just hit it against the side and see how fast it drops off the spatula back into the bowl to see if it's thick enough. Because if it's a little thicker, it's not going to fall off the spatula as fast as it was if it was like before with the jelly consistency. So that's what I was checking for. Now you can see here it's starting to look like some mashed potatoes. You can see the white coloring and it's thicker. So you can really see what it came out to be. It's not falling off the spatula as fast. The reason I keep whipping it after I check the consistency with the spatula, because if I'm continuously whipping it and it's still, after I whip it, it still looks like it's a little runny a little bit, it's not the consistency that I'm looking for. So that's why you kind of see me mix it, whip it, mix it, whip it. I'm looking for the right consistency of what this whip wax should look like. So here I'm checking the temperature one more time. It got down to 83 degrees Fahrenheit. For the amount of wax that I had in the bowl, that was perfect. You can see here it looks like white mashed potatoes. Good consistency or frosting that is great for waxing. So when I put it in my piping bag and I waxed it, there you can kind of tell that it's going to come through the piping tip just right. It's not going to be hard to push out. And I actually used that bag twice more when I needed more wax for another dessert candle that I was trying to. I was able to open it up. Some tips you can use if your wax is a little bit too hard on the tip at that point and you want to use it again. Take your heat gun and just heat it up a little bit, and that's going to melt that wax. Same thing with your bowl. If your whip wax starts to harden and you still want to use it, take your heat gun and heat it up a little bit and just re-whip it. I found that came in very, very handy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay positive and motivated.